Hello and welcome to Craft with Ronnie. I'm Ronnie Johnson, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I'm going to bring you another in my series of Techniques Tuesday. First of all, I'm going to show you the card we're going to be making today. It's a beautiful little card, very, very simple and easy to do. It uses two main techniques. One is white heat emboss, and the other is adding some of the white ink into specific spots just to highlight those. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to take our base of our card, or of our stamping, and I'm using little Stamp and Emboss Buddy. It comes part of a whole kit from Stampin' Up! And I'm just going to go across my paper so that it makes sure that I don't pick up anything other than the ink. And I'm going to grab my Versamark ink. Now don't worry about the dimensions of anything. We're going to be doing those. I'll be posting those on the blog later today. I'm going to start with my sentiment. I'm going to put it up here in the top left-hand corner, trying to keep my head out of the shot. And I like to emboss right away, so I'm going to grab my embossing powder. I keep mine in just a little container. And these little cute little spoons, a friend of mine that comes to my Stampin' Up! Classes, she found these at the Dollar Tree and just thought they were perfect for the embossing powder, and she's right, they are perfect. Really easy to control them, knock off any excess. Then I'm going to stamp my main image. By the way, the stamp set we're using is this In the Moment. It's a really cute little stamp set and perfect for this kind of a technique. So I'm going to take my image. This one, because it's a little bit bigger and I want to make sure I get really good coverage, I'm going to make sure that I take the ink to the stamp and I get it really good. Versamark's kind of like I guess we would call it almost like a glue-like substance. It's very, very sticky. That's what causes the powder to stick to it so well. I'm going to go ahead and stamp that. Close up that ink right away before I get it all over myself. Now that's an ink too that should be stored upside down. The whole pad should just be turned upside down for storage. Okay, I'm going to grab my emboss powder again. This is just part of the basics embossing powder. There's clear, white, and black. This is the white. Make sure I get my image really good. Knock off any excess. And I hope that this isn't totally obnoxious on camera. I've never tried embossing before, but I do like that people can see the effects of it. Just going to keep my heat gun on it, running it over, moving it around, and you'll suddenly see things start to pop. And that powder kind of goes away, and in place of it, you see a really nice finish. Once you're satisfied that you've got everything the way you want it, we're going to go ahead and grab a white ink and open it up. One of our blending pens. We've talked about these before, and we've used these with some other techniques. I'm just going to grab one out. These should be stored on their side, like so. It keeps them moist on both ends, and you don't have to worry about one end drying out. I'm going to pick up some of that white ink, and I'm just grabbing it right off of the pad. And I'm going to pick out the areas that I want to highlight. So I knew I wanted to highlight her hat. Pick up some more of that ink. I wanted to highlight the top of the rail. Make sure I do that on both sides. And I wanted to highlight the wine in the glass. Now, you're going to let that sit for just a second, and you're just going to come back and add color until you get it right where you want it. And as it dries, it'll become a little bit more opaque and gives it a really, really nice look. And that's all there is to this technique. You'll let it dry a little bit. You may want another layer of it. I'm going to just kind of scribble my pen off onto scrap paper. So you'll let it dry a little, and if you decide it needs another coat, you can do that. And this is done on Night of Navy, and this one is done on Cherry Cobbler. I am very drawn to the Regal colors, that dark, deep color. But for this technique, those Regal colors work really well. So the full instructions will be posted up on the blog later today. And you can see that there's just 3 layers. It's a very, very simple card. I actually did it so it folded up. This is a retired stamp in the inside, but you could do anything on the inside. You may not want to put anything. You might want to be able to write a nice little note. So, like I said, another one of those tried and true techniques. I really hope you enjoyed this, and I've enjoyed showing you how to do it. Until next week, happy crafting.